News coming in from Hyderabad. The new academic session has just begun, but 15,000 students from 118 schools have been dealt a severe blow after their school was declared illegal. Headlines today's Pratibha Raman reports on the city's thriving illegal education bazaar.
Sneha, a homemaker who recently moved into Vijayanagar colony in Hyderabad, was happy she found a school in her immediate neighborhood for her 3-year-old daughter. But just 10 days into the academic session, she was told the school is shut because it is not recognized. The school has students from play school till class 5.
आपको क्या रीजन बताया?
वही वो डी ऑफिस पे परमिशन ले रही थे।
अच्छा।
क्लोज्ड वो इशू वजह से क्लोज हो गया। विचार करने पर अनन्य अलंकार का
With 118 schools in Hyderabad identified as unrecognized by the district administration, 15,000 students find themselves out of school.
So we have established last year this branch. So it will take 1 year, 1.5 years, and it will take to complete the process. So those branches which are unrecognized, they have sealed it. They are closed.
The administration had in December 2013 identified 400 out of 2,000 odd schools in the city as unrecognized, a shocking 1 in every 5 schools. But the notices had the desired effect, and some corrective measures were put in place by March. 118 schools that have ignored the directive have now been shut down.
As per government guidelines, any school must make sure there is enough space for classrooms, make sure they maintain the correct student-teacher ratio, make sure there is a playground as well as trained teachers, ensure children's security as well as fire safety. But many of these schools are run in narrow lanes, in small shelters where the rule book is often flouted at will. And parents get carried by fancy-sounding names for schools without realizing that recognition is necessary for any school that teaches from class 1.
Anybody has to start school right from LKG also. They have to take permission under the relevant act. So we have AP Educational Institution Act. So everybody has to take permission. Then only they can start an educational institution.
प्लेग्राउंड ऐसा कुछ नहीं है नहीं?
ऊपर है, पूरा सिर्फ ऊपर है।
तो आज बंद है क्यों?
हाँ बोले ना अभी गवर्नमेंट वाला ऐसे डालते हैं। सैटरडे आए, सैटरडे आके क्या कुछ फाइन गिन नहीं बना है, इसके लिए ताला डाल के आया है।
This school has been in existence for the last 10 years in this 3-bedroom house and continues to function despite a notice issued to it. Another school in the sealed list claims it is an international school and will conform only to international standards, not Hyderabad standards.
And ours is an international school. We are affiliated to Excel Board in London. We have nothing to do with our state.
Last month, Education Department officials in Vijayawada staged demonstrations outside unrecognized schools in a bid to caution parents against admitting their children in such schools. While the clean-up drive is commendable, the authorities would have done the parents and the children a favour if they had been given a chance to shift to a legal school. With Pratibha Raman in Hyderabad, Ruchira Sharma, Headlines Today.
My colleague Pratibha Raman now joins us on the special investigation that she's conducted in Hyderabad. Pratibha, you know, this illegal education bazaar continues to thrive in the state, but on the other hand, the government trying to clean up this mess, but it is a documentary on the government itself because they're completely inept at providing better educational institutes to the kids in the state.
Perhaps that could be one of the causes, but you'll also have to observe that many of these schools have been running for the past 10 years. Once you establish a school, you need a license from the government, and within 3 months to a year, you need something called the recognition certificate, for which you need to provide enough documents from fire safety to children's security, to make sure there is a playground as well as spaces for the classrooms. But I did personally visit some of these schools, and what is shocking is that most of these schools are run in small shelters in narrow lanes, and it's quite surprising that they still maintain the very chalta hai attitude, not really caring about the notices that have been sent. So this should perhaps send a strong message. While we actually commend the government's drive, but then what is quite disturbing is that 15,000 students not knowing where to go now, not enough time, because the schools have already reopened. They don't know when and where to apply and find out whether it is a legal school or not.
Well, you're right there, and getting the raw end of the stick is no one else but the hapless parents of these students who are trying to go from pillar to post, trying to seek a decent education for their wards. For now, appreciate you, Pratibha, for joining us on this story.